Hello everybody, it's a young broken board, and today we'll be ranking all the Vanguards in Season 2 of Marvel Rivals.
First up on the tanks, we have Hulk.
Hulk. Well then, I don't really play Hulk that often, and I barely see him in lobbies now that I think about it. I mostly see Magnetos and Emma Frost nowadays because of that team up. I really haven't seen any Hulks in recent memory.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Hulk was really only ever good with his team up. You know, that was like the main reason anyone played him. I just don't know really how solid he is by himself.
For real. I mean, the few times I've seen a Hulk, they do pretty decent. I mean, like, he does his job well. He's meant to be a bullet sponge. He's got a stun. He's got a damaging clap, and when he dives in, he has a gamma shield, so we can hopefully get out. But as Hulk, once that gamma shield bursts, that's pretty much your last means of escape for protection.
I don't really think he's bad, but we have one big thing in the room that kind of counters him, which is Groot.
True.
Makes him go down a couple tiers.
That is true. Also, Venom's right there, so like, I feel like Venom does what Hulk does, but just better.
With better escapability, too.
Yeah.
I'll have to give him a solid maybe C tier.
I think
Well, it's not like bad, but
Well,
it's always D tier.
there is D tier below that. What do you think, B tier then?
I'm thinking D.
either a low
D?
B.
Low B, you said? High C? Okay, I guess we'll go, okay, majority vote here. We'll go C. I don't know anything about Ben, but we'll go C.
I'll go C.
Next up on the chopping block, Captain America, the Patriot, Mr. America himself.
Captain America.
His ass.
He can be very annoying to deal with when the
I will
clock
say,
is about
as
to
a
reach
sport player
overtime.
myself, as a sport player myself, that man is probably one of the worst tanks to see when it comes to an enemy team. It is very annoying because their dive is Diddy.
Not to mention.
2-0. Still the most known character in the game.
Not to mention when it's overtime and he's literally just there to stall for his enemy team. I'm just like, please die, get off the point, die, please.
I feel like Cap is one of the more underappreciated tanks, to be honest, in the game. I feel like everyone kind of just passes him off, right? But the Caps that are good that I see, honestly, low-key carry the game. Their stats might not reflect it, but the leaderboard, as we know, does not tell the full story. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Cap's actually low-key pretty good.
Yeah, I give Cap a solid high B tier, maybe even low A tier.
I have to agree with that. Going with the B tier.
I'd agree. All right, next tank up on the list, by the eye of Agamotto himself, Doctor Strange.
All right. I want to.
Mr. Washed, the GOAT.
I want to preference really quick. Even after the nerfs he received, he's still a very decent tank. He's got decent damage. He has the Maelstrom. His shield has over 800 HP, so has great survivability. Plus the levitation, so he can get out of harm's way reliably and give supports a better line of sight to heal him. He's still a very decent tank. Plus his ult is still just as good as it was before.
Mr. Agamotto, I have a little Strange on. I may be a little biased, but I think he's still a solid B+ tier.
Exactly.
Gawk. That's the sound of that's the sound of the glaze going on right now.
He may not be
I
able
don't
to
know.
one-shot through supports, but his kit's still solid.
Not to
He's
mention
great
his
for double teams.
Not to mention his new team up with Namor is unbelievably busted at the moment.
That's Hulk. That is Hulk.
Oh, my bad. That's Hulk. He received the team up with Strange. He received the team up with Hulk. My bad. He still has it though.
I think you're talking about his team up with Wanda.
Gave you a sign. I said Namor.
Actually, yeah, with Wanda, because doesn't he get an additional 100 HP with that team up?
Probably.
Yeah, he does.
Still not enough to make Celtics
Wanda
Shaq
is
work,
nice,
but
But he doesn't make up for the damage loss.
I said he is Celtic Shaq. He's washed.
No. He's more like
He needs his Kobe. He needs his Kobe. He needs
more
it.
like Dwayne Wade on the Bulls. His knees are trying to give up, but he's still putting up 15 points a game.
All right. Well, I guess we'll put him in B tier then. Seems the consensus here.
What do you got for us?
We have the tree, Groot.
Groot is the single-handedly most stat-padded tank I've ever seen in my life.
MVP farmer.
Those walls, they absorb more damage than he does, I'm pretty sure.
All the stats may do that. That kid alone, straight annoying to deal with.
Especially if you don't have a Punisher or someone that can deal continuous damage to walls, it is absolutely annoying.
Menace to deal with both DPS
It's kind of funny
Yep.
because Groot in himself is kind of a double-edged sword because if you have a Groot, great, the enemies can't really hit you reliably, but but if you have a Groot and you're playing support, it pretty much just cuts your line of sight off from the rest of your team because you actually have to move, you actively have to maneuver around his walls to heal your team that are actively hiding behind his walls because
Mhm.
especially on attacking, like on Wakanda, if you're attacking on Wakanda, everyone's constantly moving up, and what do supports want to do? They want to stay in the back where it's safe. But because Groot is Groot, supports actively have to move up closer towards the danger and risk getting killed and, getting sent back to spawn room.
I don't think sports had too much of an issue with that. But there's a couple times where you had to do that.
I will
Yeah.
not lie, I am
A
kind of
good Groot
biased.
really doesn't
I
do
am
that
annoyed.
too terribly much. I will say, I think it's funny because he started out, honestly, I would like initially season 1, season 0, I'd probably say he's one of the lower tier tanks. You could say he's the best tank right now.
Mm-hmm.
Groot is annoying, very annoying to deal with. He has excellent, health, as he has the most health in the game for the base tanks. And then, of course, his ability to cut off support sightlines is unmatched. I'd say it's fair to call him, best tank.
That and his ult, if you don't have another support ult to counter it or a Loki invulnerability field,
Just free
9
kills.
times out of 10, everyone in that caught in that ult dies.
Just gotta sit, hope, and pray.
Mm-hmm.
What you can do about it.
So I
I'm
think
about to go also with the S tier.
he has to go. Yeah, he has to go in S
I'd
tier.
say, yeah, best tank, easy S tier. And man has earned his stripes. The metal conductor, Magneto.
Okay, as the resident Magneto main here, Magneto himself is a very solid tank. What I didn't know about Magneto is that they secretly nerfed the initial damage of his ult. It no longer does 300 damage, which makes me upset. But he has a decent shield, doesn't durably like Strange's, it works on a timer, and he can peel for his supports very well. The amount of times I've managed to save one of my supports by giving them a shield as they're being died by a magic is insane. Plus, he works really well with dive characters. I've saved Void quite a few times. I saved Void quite a few times with giving him a Magneto shield.
Allegedly, these alleged shields, I don't know if I'm seeing them in game, but we'll agree for the sake of the video here. Yeah, I get these shields all the time, I swear.
I mean, I could just not give you a shield ever. How's that sound?
Theoretically, the shield.
Theoretically, you got Lord of Magneto the other day. You think he's an expert all of a sudden, Yeah.
He done got his degree in Maximilian.
That and his,
But honestly, everything you said though, I would definitely agree with. Except maybe that bubble part. But that's besides the point. I definitely place him very high up. I could say honestly, he might be second or third best tank currently.
mm-hmm.
I think I was gonna go second, but after learning of the damage change and also the shield change, it's like a lot slower now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have to go maybe the third or fourth best in the game.
I'd probably say for now, third's a good spot. I think third. I'll put him. What do you think? S then? A?
I think he deserves a solid A tier.
How many things do you really think are S tier?
That's true. I'd say A.
So maybe
That's
the
a good
top
point.
three. Top three.
Well,
So
if
maybe
top 3, then
so.
Magneto would be there.
Magneto will be there.
If you want to slip in there, you can do that.
We'll
Top
slip
three
him in
things,
there.
S tier.
So is he A tier or S tier?
We'll put him S tier.
S tier. All right.
Like low S tier.
Yeah. Definitely behind Groot, but he's still a very solid tank. Right. Who's next?
We have Penny Parker.
Penny Parker. I mean, she's not really a tank in the traditional sense. She's a terrible solo tank. She needs another tank to, really do her thing. She's not meant to, really take up space. She's meant to lock down an area and stay in her spider nest so she can get that speed boost and the extra health.
Saying, but she's a role player. She does her job well.
Mhm.
Honestly, if you're trying to play Penny outside of the role, you're fighting a losing battle. You're going into battle without your katana.
You're not making plays with her.
Yeah, you're supposed to be using mines to cover flank routes or turn the place into an absolute hellscape for divers. Use same thing with your spider nest and your webs for webbing up targets and divers especially. So that best case scenario, you web a best scenario, you web a diver in your nest and they just get eaten alive by your spider mines.
Pretty much. That's her one purpose, anti-dive.
Mm-hmm.
So where does that put her then? Does it put her above, would you say, Hulk? Like, we're starting with the bottom of C tier, right? Would you say she's better than Hulk?
I mean, Hulk's pretty much a dive tank. I'm trying to think.
I think Penny's better at her job, but not as like a tank, effectively.
That is true. And this is where the complications of like a tier list like this in a game like this kind of gets, into play. Like if you're talking about Penny as her role, I think she does her role pretty fine. I think you'd say B tier. But if you're playing her outside of her role, well then
That's when she really starts
that's when
struggling.
she really falls
Indeed.
off. Yeah. I feel like B tier. We're gonna put these people in their role. How well they do their role properly. Like Groot, he does his role excellently, right? S tier, right? Magneto, same deal. Whereas like Strange and Magneto both have the same role pretty much, but Magneto obviously does it a bit better, hence why he's higher. So I feel like in her role, she does her job. I'd say B tier.
Yeah. And like you're not really supposed to be taking up space with Penny. You're supposed to be protecting your supports and locking down an area.
Alrighty. The God of Thunder, Thor.
Thor. Indeed. I mean, he's pretty much in the same vein as Hulk. He's more of a semi-dive tank. He doesn't have shields like Magneto for that sustain, or Strange for that matter. He's more supposed to be getting in the enemy's faces,
From that semi-brawler who died, a little bit of mix.
I think he does his job a little bit better than Hulk because he does have the Thunder Unleashed form where he starts throwing actual lightning bolts, and those deal really good damage. Those hurt a lot.
Well, so as a magic main myself, I find enemy Thors very annoying because that man will kidnap you.
He gets some HP when he uses that form. Gets him a little bit more survivability too.
He also has
So
a
the question
slow.
is, the question is then, would you, for people that are similar to his role, right? We'll say, Hulk and Captain America, the people we have really on the list. Would you say he's better than either of those, or is he in between
Well, I'd say
those?
he's
What'd you say?
I think he's better than
Thing.
Hulk
Than
in
Hulk.
terms of,
That is true. That is true.
yeah, I think he's better than Hulk in terms of, diving in and surviving. But considering that Captain America has a shield that pretty much blocks all damage, basically in a 90-degree cone, I think he's a little worse than Captain America. So I think he's in between Hulk and Captain America.
Well, agreeing with that, I think we have to take encounters into effect. And the thing
that is
is,
true.
Emma Frost countering super hard.
True.
That is also very true.
You can't really do much without a high lot of damage without that Thor force. There's not much you can do with him.
So everything in B tier then.
Is it B or C tier?
Yeah, high B or maybe high C or low B.
I think honestly you could put him in C to be honest, because I just feel like those, especially when you mention counters, his counters are really strong. He really gets countered, and even if we go to like say someone like with Punisher with a shotgun, Punisher can still have a hard time dealing with Cap because he can reflect the damage back at you. Whereas
Yeah.
Thor, he just eats those pellets. That's all he can.
He has no choice
you
but to
know?
face tank it. I'll put him
So I
in.
feel like
I'll put C. I'll do C.
Let's see,
I'd
pick
agree,
this
C.
way.
Above, would you say above Hulk?
Yeah, above Hulk.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Now,
All right.
what tanks do we have?
We have two tanks.
2 tanks left.
We have the symbiote, the Black Man Venom.
I mean, he's literally the best dive tank in the game.
Best dive tank, high survivability, great comp team-ups, Spider-Man and other divers.
Plus Penny making her invulnerable.
Turned Spider-Man honestly from being pretty good to being broken, I'd say. So, I mean, yeah. He's a good Venom is pretty much unkillable. I'll say that. Like the games where I'm partial to Venom myself. The games I play Venom, pretty much you can have like 1-2 deaths. Like it's very hard to kill Venom.
While tanking 30,000 damage.
He's not the strongest when it comes to getting kills, but once again, it's not really his job. He's kind of just there to annoy people. It's like Cap, but better.
He's phenomenal
Yeah.
at the shove.
I'll have to,
All the way to put it.
considering he's the best dive tank, I might have to put him in S tier. With his team ups too, with Penny and Spider.
S tier? Huh.
It's like overall he's A, but it's his job, he's definitely S tier.
Yeah,
That is
overall
true.
he's A, but with his
More
job
than
diving, he's
dive.
S.
So then, where do you put them? Are you putting them just overall? Are we talking about how good they are at their jobs? Because if so, then that makes more
Overall,
room for
they're
S.
Because then you can include counters, all the blades, and people.
That's true. So I'd say a good A tier then.
All right, I'll do A tier.
All right. So I lied. We have two tanks, by the way. I forgot about Emma Frost. So the final two, we have the Thing.
The Thing, Benjamin J. Grimm himself. If you think about it, there's no other tank like him. He's pretty much an initiator tank. He's supposed to initiate the fight by displacing people and yeah, displacing people and limiting their mobility options. Because he basically makes it so you can't swing a Spider-Man, you can't fly a Star-Lord, stuff like that.
Just want to say he is also an MVP farmer. Just gotta put any MVPs on Thing is fraudulent. You get a Groot MVP or a Thing MVP, it's fraudulent. Okay, that didn't exist.
He's also a direct counter to Magneto and Strange, considering he can punch through their shields.
We got
True.
straight stat pattern things here.
So what are we thinking then for Mr. Stat Patter here?
I'll have to put him in.
Outside of his stat pattern, he is very good.
He is very good. I'll have to put him in
Great ult,
solid A
great
tier.
Second,
Especially
second
when
kind
he
of.
counters. I'll go A.
I'd agree. I feel like A is a solid choice.
His biggest
Solid
weakness
choice.
is the fact that he doesn't have any really sustain, like a shield or anything.
Mm-hmm. Pair him up with another tank though, they're good.
Hmm
Launchback ability.
Yeah. Alright, last tank, Emma Frost.
Emma Frost, White Queen.
Seasons.
I mean, she's
Boy,
only been
do
out.
I like this tank.
She's only been out for what, a week, and she's
Mm-hmm.
proven pretty dominant to be a tank as in the tank rule.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. Low key, I would put Emma Frost as second best tank in the game right now. I don't ironically think that. I think she is very strong.
She is absurdly strong with her her command grab, and she could combo it into a kick to displace you even harder. It's basically like freaking getting grabbed by Bucky, but you're also taking insane amounts of damage.
Not only can she displace you, she can bang you against the wall.
Oh, I'd like that. But you see, I don't know whose idea it was to give her a Broly command grab, but that thing, if you get caught by it, you're dead. Like there's no counter to that really.
Literally,
You just get caught by it.
the entire team
dead.
starts focusing that one person that's got grabbed.
Mm-hmm. So she's very hard anti-dive counter. You're playing Magic, you're playing Iron Fist, anyone. You get grabbed, like I said, you're cooked, you're gone. She has great up close damage, high damage resistance with the diamond form. Great for also, she can act similar to Groot with her shield, by the way. She can use the shield to, block incoming heals. Like I said, she really does it all.
Not
That's why I
only
said
does that
second.
shield can be used as a self-protection, or you can just move around it.
Her ult is one of the best ults for comboing ults. It's very strong by itself, honestly, as well.
Mm-hmm. Literally
Unleashing
just
the full relentless power of Snow Bunny mind control.
forcing people to literally stop playing the game and walk towards you.
So
She has to go in S tier.
Absolutely. Definitely put her, like I said, second best tank, easy S tier. And that's it. That's all the tanks, gentlemen.
All right.
Alright, that is the top 10 tanks ranked in Marvel Rivals. Thanks for joining us today. This is Young Broken Ward signing out. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.